Welcome to the fascinating new craft of life casting. What you will see in the following presentation is an amazing new art technique which allows you to create an entirely modern and personal art form. Our unique products allow anyone, regardless of training or previous experience, to make finely detailed sculptures, which are actually perfect duplicates of body parts. In fact, that's the name of our product, Body Parts, the original life cast kits. In the past, there have been two essential methods of making a sculpture. One, which is carving, is the process of slowly and carefully reducing some material like stone from its natural form into the shape of your design. Or, of course, there's modeling, which is a method of skillfully building up some medium, such as clay or wax, into the form you'd like. And then, of course, you can make a mold and cast it into bronze or ceramic. To achieve professional results, however, the artist requires much skill and patience, considerable expense, in addition to natural talent and education. These are a few of the reasons why three-dimensional sculpture has been less popular than the two-dimensional art forms that you see around. It has been too difficult, too time-consuming, and too expensive to create satisfactory three-dimensional pieces. Body Parts will change your concept of sculpture forever. We have developed an entirely new contemporary method of sculpture, the life cast. Instead of modeling or carving, we will show you how to create direct, three-dimensional impressions of living human form. These, of course, are all but a few samples of the sorts of things that you can do with our product. Just as no two people are alike, each life cast is a unique, one-of-a-kind sculpture, as individual as you are. Unlike many sculpture materials, which are very dangerous to work with, our materials are completely safe. They are non-toxic, and in fact, I designed the product with my own children to teach them about sculpture without exposing them to the hazards of typical materials. The life cast kits that we have developed are self-contained, and all you need to do is add water and your own body parts. The first thing you will notice about our life cast kits are the easy open pop tops on both ends. The reason for this will become clear as the demonstration proceeds. Our kits are designed for creative results with no special tools, not even a can opener. The first pop top is obviously to get the materials out, and this one I've already opened. These are the tools of life casting here, and of course the first things are our instructions. Our instructions are very comprehensive, very easy to read, and they're clearly illustrated with many drawings and photographs. They cover everything, beginning with the most basic applications and a simple practice exercise to help you get a feel for the medium, through some design tips, some technical considerations, and into some alternative life casting methods on the back. We also cover many advanced life cast techniques. As with any art material, a beginner wouldn't start with an elaborate design. They would begin with something simple and advance into larger projects as they gained experience with the medium. Some of the topics in the advanced section are the modular treatment. In other words, you can combine the materials in a single kit to create larger and more complicated structures, similar to some of our samples that we have. Also, it covers how to do completely realistic, entirely detailed, three-dimensional portraits. This is an especially stunning application of the craft, and we'll get more into the details of this as the demonstration proceeds. Also in this section, you have technical tables, which show you different performance characteristics of our materials at different times and temperatures and for different applications. Also, as you open the kit instructions, you'll notice that there are several ideas that we've included that you can do with your own friends and family and associates. Beginner's life casts, of course, are on the left, and they advance into more and more complicated sculptures as you gain some experience. The simple instructions themselves, as you can see, are very clearly presented with photographs which show the exact step-by-step procedure to create these remarkable sculptures. The other basic tools of our life casting kit are the life cast cylinder. This, of course, is used as a casting container and as our packaging as well. It also contains our unique life form instant mold material, our life cast statuary cement, a straw, which you'll see is necessary for the technique. You also get a base applique to document your work, and some felt pads that already have adhesive on them so that you can protect your furniture from scratches, similar to how these are applied. And you also are provided with a response form. And the purpose of this is so that you can communicate to us or send us a snapshot of your work. We will discuss all of these items as they are used in the demonstration. The body parts technique begins with plain water, and that's what I've filled this can with. The instructions indicate to fill the can about 2 or 3 inches below the top rim, and that's what I've done here. You want to be sure on your first couple of life casts that you use cold water in the mixture. With water in the cylinder, you can then discuss your design with your models. This is my model. This is my son, Rune. Come on over here. He's going to help me do this life cast. And he also helped me develop the product in the first place. And his sister, helped as well. Now, what we're going to do is a life cast of my son and myself at the same time. This, of course, will make a timeless keepsake for our own family. After you've decided what to create, you will have the models insert their body parts into the water. Now, we're going to do one of my hand and Rune's hand at the same time. So you need to roll up the sleeves, and we're going to do something like this, okay? So your hands go in the water. Go ahead, you go on in first, and I'll come in after. Okay. Now, this serves three very important purposes. First, it lets us gauge the displacement of the water. As you can see, it shows whether you have enough water or too much water. The body parts kits allow you to create a circular base as you pour your sculpture, if you desire. So you simply make sure that you leave a little bit, about a ½ inch, empty at the top of the can. This will then create the base of the sculpture, as this example illustrates. Also, the second purpose is that it gets our skin wet, so that it breaks the skin tension and the air bubbles don't cling to it. That way you won't have many air bubbles in your final life cast. And last but not least, it also gives your model a sense of practice. It'll give them some idea of what's to be expected of them. The magic of life casting begins with this material. It's called Life Form. It's actually made of seaweed, so it's entirely safe. It's actually so safe that it's edible, although it's not meant to be eaten, and that's how safe and harmless the life form is. If you're dealing with children and they happen to stick their fingers in their mouth after they're finished playing with it, you don't have to worry. Its safety also allows us to do things like this life mask. Once you get more experienced with the material, you can allow it to actually flow carefully into your mouth, capturing the details of your teeth and a perfect true-to-life expression. Also being made of plant matter, it's completely biodegradable and non-harmful to the environment. It is, as you can see, a light pink in color. We also have a blue, and in this case, it smells like a pleasant blueberry scent. That's what the expert here has indicated is his favorite. All right, now the mixing of all of our materials in the body parts kit are done right in bags. So now you can have your models take their hands out of the water, and they can just drip on some newspapers. What we're going to do is to mix the life form powder with water into a blueberry mud, essentially, which is, as you can imagine, not unpleasant to stick your body parts into. All of our mixtures, as I mentioned, is done in bags. You're provided with one extra bag in the kit, and what you do is you put the primary life form bag into the extra bag so that you don't even make a mess if there are any small punctures in the first one. All right. Now, the water simply goes into the bag. As you can see, it's very difficult. Mm-hmm. Yep. And now all you have to do is expel some air from the bag as much as possible, and then pinch the tops closed a couple of inches from the top. Rotate the entire contents to moisten them. As you can see, this does not take an enormous amount of artistic discipline or training. And then after you've moistened the contents, you simply position the bag on a flat surface and mash them a little bit more. You have about 4 minutes with cold water before the mixture will turn into a firm rubbery material. You use about 2 minutes for mixing, about another 30 seconds for pouring, and another minute and a half for positioning. That will allow about another minute for them to hold still before it sets. Now the material is completely blended. It's a nice muddy mixture. You don't have to get all the lumps out.